Hello and welcome to the Embroidered Elephant podcast. My name is Kimberly and I own a small shop on Etsy based in Buckinghamshire in the United Kingdom. You can also find me on Instagram under the Embroidered Elephant as linked below, spelt the same as this YouTube channel. This is episode 3 of my podcast, so thank you for joining me. The way I'm going to do it this time is the same as most podcasts, to be honest. I will start with my finished projects, then I will go to my works in progress. I will also do any acquisitions, so anything that I've bought, and then I will do a shop update. If you watched episode 2, you might remember that I said at the end of the episode that I would be releasing a new video the week afterwards, so it'll be about 3 or 4 weeks ago now. Obviously I didn't release one. I've been finding it quite difficult with lockdown, to be honest, going into the second one, so I've had quite a lot of things to do and things to think about as well, so sorry about that, but I will be releasing one. I'm also looking to release some videos about Christmas, because I know myself and others in particular who like to do a handmade Christmas, so including handmade gifts in Christmas presents. So yeah, there's all that to look forward to. So I will start with things that I've made this month. So I'll start with my projects that I said that I would do last time. So last time I spoke to you, I had bought I'd bought a lot of yarn, but there was 2 balls in particular that I had plans for, and I planned to make 2 pairs of socks before the end of the year. So this was the first pair I made. So these are made out of the blue fluffy yarn, which I will link below because I don't have the label for it with me now. But I found a pattern online which used super chunky yarn, but I quickly found out that it was much too small. But rather than unpicking it, I just increased it. So they do look a bit strange once they're on, because obviously they're small at the end and then they increase to my actual foot size. So they do look a bit weird, but I'm quite impressed because, as I said, the pattern wasn't appropriate for these socks. So the rest of them I did wing it, sort of. So yeah, so they're not too bad, they fit, and they're socks, so I'm taking that as a win. And obviously there are a few holes, they're not perfect, but they are warm. So that was the first project I said I would finish before the end of the year. I finished those, I think, by the end of the week of the last podcast, so I finished those within an evening, so they were quite good. They were a quick project as well. And these are the next socks that I made. So these took a bit longer, just because they are made the same as the other ones. The pattern is Rohn Strong, Marlybird My first crochet socks. So these are toe up. So again, I will link all the yarn or any patterns that I can't remember, or even the ones I do, I'll link everything below. So I really like these, and I was really interested to see how they would crochet up, because the pattern on the band was set to if you knitted it. So yeah, and I really actually like how the heel came out on them as well. Because they're both different, but they the colour theme is obviously the same. So yeah, I really like them, and they have been worn quite a few times. I'm really enjoying crocheting socks at the moment, and the first pair that I made, they did take me quite a long time. I think it took me about, say maybe 4 or 5 days per sock. But these ones I started obviously with the toe, and then every spare evening I had, or when I thought about it, I just started crocheting the rounds. And then the way that it's worked, after you work the foot, you go into the heel, and then you crochet the ankle. I'm not sure exactly what it's called. It's worked in, I think it's about 7 parts. So this bit is just extended single crochets, so it's not difficult, and the way that it's set out in the pattern is really simple to understand as well. But it's just, I find it easier if you split it up into sections. For me, I can get my head around it, and I get it done much quicker. So those are my 2 first finished projects, and I am actually working on another sock, which I will show you afterwards. So those are the socks that I finished. Next I did a pattern test for Lottie and Albert. She also has her own podcast. I'm sure many of you have seen it already. So this is a pattern test for the mid-mod blanket. Obviously I haven't made a blanket, I've made a cushion. And you might have seen this if you follow me on Instagram. I haven't actually woven in any of my ends. I just wove in the ones that you could see on the front, so that I could post a picture on my Instagram, obviously for her pattern test. So these squares, they're sort of worked, they're obviously started from the centre and worked out. The first couple of squares I did struggle with to get my head around it, just because there was new stitches in there that I hadn't done before. So it included slip stitch, single stitch, half a double stitch. I work in US terms. Or half a treble stitch. There was a lot of stitches that I didn't quite know, but I learned them by the end of this. And I think the first one I started off with, I believe it was this one, because the centre isn't very tight. Oh, that's because I haven't done it properly. But the pattern itself was really easy to understand. As I said, I hadn't done many of these stitches before at all, and I really love the border as well, the way that the border's done with the bobbles. So it's actually worked with the yarn going through it, the 7 or the 6 yarn, sorry, going through it. And if you look it up on Instagram, the mid-mod blanket, or Lottie and Albert, you will see that the ones that she's done is quite, the tones she's used are quite neutral, and that's gorgeous as well. These was just, this yarn was just yarn I had left over from a previous project. It's a great stash buster. I'm sure we've all got yarn lying around the house that we don't quite have a project for. And the great thing about it is that I think she's written the pattern for DK, but you can adapt it to any yarn, which is great, because I've got loads of yarn that I haven't quite got projects for yet. So eventually this will be made into a pillow. I need to obviously sew my ends in, and I started making a backing for it, but I found that because I was working in one colour continuously, it got a bit boring and I couldn't quite get the right diameter, the right measurements for it. So what I may do, cheating slightly, is sew an envelope back on it. So use 2 bits of fabric and sew an envelope back on it, and do it that way so that I still have cushion at the end of it. One thing I am a bit unsure about though is, because obviously it's crocheted, it's got holes in, especially this bit, it's quite a big hole. Am I supposed to put fabric on the back so that the stuffing doesn't come through, so that you can't see it? That was another thing that I was struggling with, but I will obviously I'll put it on Instagram when I finish it. When I finish it. But this was the pattern that she shared, which is available on her Etsy shop, which I will link below again. So yeah, that was fun, and that was quite time consuming as well, just because I was picking up quite a lot of stitches, which I didn't know. The next project, I'm sure if you've watched this channel before, you might be a bit bored of looking at granny squares. It's not my normal project, but this is my next, or my current project. So these, obviously they're all worked in purple, and this one is beigey white, this one's dark grey, and this one's obviously light green. So my plan for these, it shouldn't take too long. I've done them the right size. I'm hoping to make some wrist warmers. So you may have seen these online. I've seen them on Pinterest. Quite simple, and I'm hoping that they are as simple as I think they should be. So my plan for them, not demonstrating it very well, obviously the end's still out, but I basically sew down the side, leave a little thumb hole, and they will be wrist warmers. So I am looking to put these on my Etsy shop once they are finished. The reason they're not finished is because I have just blocked them. So I will be sewing those up today. And obviously weaving in the ends, and then they will be up on my Etsy shop. So they will be a nice present for Christmas time. And it helps me with stash busting as well, which means that I can get more yarn. These are some more that I made. These are using the variated yarn from the last video. This is from Poundland, so it's 100% acrylic, the variated, but I absolutely love it. It was 3 for the price of 2. I think Poundland's still open, but I haven't been in there recently, obviously due to lockdown. So yeah, these will be for younger children. I don't know the exact age, but I will measure them and put those online as well. So yeah, they are the projects I've made for the moment. They're easy. I've done a few projects, but as I've explained before, I'm quite new to crochet. So those ones I loved, which might sound really silly if you're quite an experienced crocheter. I found it really interesting to do colour changing on the granny square, which I haven't done before. And I found it went much quicker than if I were to just crochet in one colour. It made it go much quicker, and I really enjoyed it, to be honest. I know they are just granny squares, they're a nice quick project. Another one that I started working on, you may have seen them online. They offer online a free pattern to make some fairy lights. I haven't finished these off. I think I ran out of steam, These are simple to make. As I said, they do need finishing off. So they have a grey sort of bulb at the top, and you chain a line and you put them all together. So I made 6 of these. Just in yellow, orange, red, green, purple and blue. And I did start to make a pink one as well, but this was made in a slightly different yarn and it turned up much bigger. So the way that you do it, the pattern that I found, there are lots of patterns available online. You follow the pattern, you make 2 of these shapes, then you stitch them around the edge, stuff them, and then you've got your finished bulb. And then, as I said, you make the top grey part and then you attach them all. So I do need to finish those, but I think I made too many at once and I sort of run out of motivation really. So those will be finished soon, especially because they're Christmas themed, so I can't leave it until next year because then it will be quite late. The next quite random, I'm working at moving on to the works in progress. So the next quite random project I made, again I did speak about this on the last one, was the Vela flower shawl. So I did start it and I did a couple of rounds, or a few rounds. However, again, I ran out of motivation. I started it at my mum's house. My little sister lives there. She is about 9 years old. And she's also got a new puppy, which is beautiful. She is very beautiful, but it's quite difficult to concentrate on counting stitches and keeping up with a pattern. I was using the YouTube tutorial, so I only, as I said, I only got a little way through it, and I've got the rest of this beautiful yarn to go. So it starts from white, goes to orange, then goes a bit peachy, and then works its way to sort of a navy blue. So this is, because it's a thin yarn, it won't be for the winter because it won't keep me very warm. It'll be more of a summer, spring project. So I will have it done by then, 100%, hopefully. But what I've done so far, I know that it's very simple, but I like that it's textured already. I did start this about a month ago or so, so I don't remember exactly the stitches, but I think this is back loop only, and that's why it's got a texture. The next row is quite a complicated row. It's where it starts making flower patterns, so that's why I stopped there. The first few rows were quite simple to get your head around, or easy to get your head around. So yeah, so that's the start of my very small shawl. So far it wouldn't warm up anything really, but it will do eventually. Oh, the door has just gone. Give me a minute. I'm back, and I can't remember exactly what I was talking about. I think I was on to the flower shawl. I was just saying how beautiful it was going to be with the colours. Sorry, I had to stop there. It was just the mailman. Had a package. Right, I did actually forget to show you one of the projects I did finish. Let me spin you around. So this was something I did make. I found that I had too many yarns for where I was storing them, So this is in no way organised in the way that they're sat at all, but you can see that it's just sort of a hammock. So that's the set out of it. Ooh. That's the set out of it. It's just held up by hooks. And this did actually take a while. It's just chain stitch, and obviously held together say they're attached. I'd say that's about 1, 2, 3, 4. It's about 6 or 7 chains. It's just DK. This DK, DK, DK. All of it's DK. And it's just sort of a little hammock that sits there, which I really love. And it serves a good purpose as well, apart from this one, which is falling, obviously. I really love it. And my collection's gone down quite a lot as well, because I'm looking at them, thinking of different ideas, different things to use with them. But I do need to organise it a little bit better than it is at the moment. But yeah, that's how I'm storing them for the moment. And spin you back around. Oh, there we go. So after that little tour, don't know why I'm suddenly out of breath a little bit. Maybe it's because I'm talking too much. Get my mic right up. There we go. So that we went through the shawl. That's my current work in progress, which I will get to quite soon when I've got time. Can't remember what hook that's using. But it's in the pattern. There's a pattern and a tutorial online. Next project, surprise, surprise, is another pair of socks. So obviously this is the toe section. You work it out, or you increase it, sorry. And then you start working the foot section from that. So the way that it's done is you increase it to, I think it's 3 inches below your desired foot length, sock length either. Wish you could choose the size of your feet. But yeah, the yarn is beautiful. Again, this is from Lazy Sunday Yarns, and the colourway name is, it's called Persephone. Persephone, and it's obviously sock weight, 100 grams, 75% sock weight merino and 25% nylon. I have spoken about Lazy Sunday Yarns before. She's based in Cornwall and she's got her own podcast as well, which is lovely to watch. She can crochet, but she knits more than she crochets, and she works in a yarn store as well, which is an absolute dream. This is a stitch marker that is currently in my shop, and this little bunny is one that she sent with the skein of yarn. And about the colourway that she's got, she has got a collection at the moment that's based on Greek gods and goddesses, and this is one. She does go through the meanings of them on her Instagram, and I think that's where the rabbit comes in. But I will have a look. I'll have to look that up again. But I just love the, it's got pinks, it's showing up brighter than what it is in person. It's got whites and it's got reds in it as well. And little hints of brown. So that'll be quite interesting. I think it's sort of in 3 sections. The white sort of the colour work forms in 3 sections on the sock. So yeah, I'm hoping to have a sock on the go until Christmas, so hopefully they will be done. I won't say soon, but fairly soon, maybe in the next couple of weeks. I'll have another pair, hopefully, because I have not told my partner, but I have some more sock yarn coming soon. And when I say some more, I mean 4 more skeins. so yeah, so I've got quite a lot on the way. Going on to my next projects, I was gifted this set from my auntie. It is a buttons and ribbons sew your own hot water bottle cover kit. So it comes with everything you need, but it's not actually sewing. If you can recognise this, this is actually knitting. I have never knit before. I think I did when I was very young, but not since I've been able to remember, if that makes sense. It comes with everything you need. It's 8-inch needles, or 8 mils needles, and it comes with the balls of yarn as well. These are actually quite thick, and it's sort of a red and a pink tones, a bit of orange as well, so that'll be interesting. I was debating whether to crochet it or whether to try my hand at knitting. Maybe what I'll probably do, I learn best as a visual YouTube video, someone teaching me, so what I will probably do is, although they give fairly clear instructions on how to do it, I think I will look at some tutorials online. And there is a picture on the front, but that's also what it comes out looking like, so that would be quite interesting. Looks beautiful. Apparently this was meant to be a Christmas present, but my nan spoiled it slightly, so my auntie just gave it to me, because what's the fun in getting a Christmas present when you know exactly what it is? So yeah, she bought a hot water bottle as well. This was not included in the kit, but I will be making that because I will be definitely using a hot water bottle very, very soon because it's freezing. So those are my current projects. In terms of stuff that I've bought, I obviously bought the sock yarn from Later Sunday Yarns from Kay. I also bought a few skeins of yarn before the lockdown. I went to my local shop on Wednesday to buy some. This is called Baby Twinkle, it's DK. I saw it as I was at the counter and it caught my eye. Don't know what I'll use it for, but I'm sure I will find something, maybe some more wrist warmers. It might look nice if I get some white yarn. I'm not entirely sure, I'm just thinking on the spot, but that's very cute. I really like the colour of that. The other ones that I bought was some more Shetland tweed chunky yarn. So I bought another skein of orange and another white tweed yarn. So I do really still love these colours. When I went back to the store, my closest one is in Uxbridge. They only had a few colours left. There was one that I saw, I'm not sure if I've mentioned it before, it was sort of a pinky sort of colour, pinky red, which was beautiful, but they'd sold out. I think everyone was rushing to the store to get their yarn before the lockdown. Obviously not selling essential stuff, they're not able to open, and they weren't able to remain open during the lockdown. But this was on clearance, I'm not 100% sure, maybe it was the last ball, but yeah. I also forgot to mention, not very professional on this one, I hope you weren't expecting professional, but in terms of things that I've sold, I have made quite a few custom hats for family members that have requested them. So I've made 2 more orange hats. I made 2 grey hats, and I've also made some various different colours. This was what they look like, if I can show it. So I've put my logo on the front of the hats, and I obviously put the pom-pom on the top. It's not called a pom-pom, is it? Won't be able to think of the name, but you know what I mean. Yeah, so I've made I think about 6 or 7 hats that I've sold. So yeah, that kept me busy for a very long time, because although they're easy and they're a joy to make, it is the same stitch over and over, so it is quite time consuming, but they are gorgeous and I love them. So maybe I'll be making some more hats with these as Christmas presents, I don't know, or to sell maybe. So I've gone over everything that I've made, bits and bobs everywhere. I've gone over my next projects, and I've also gone over what I've bought. I haven't got much to show in this episode for what I've bought, but in the next episode, hopefully, unless I've started some more socks, you'll see the rest of them. So just in terms of shop updates, I will just leaning over my my chest of drawers is just here where I store everything. So currently I do have stitch holders in the shop. Stitch holders in the shop, but I also do a lot of project bags. So in terms of stitch holders, this is what I've got in my shop at the moment. So I've got a elephant, which has a lovely turquoise stone in the middle. It's non-genuine, but it's beautiful nonetheless. Then I've got some pumpkin stitch markers, which again they're silver in colour. Got some snowflake stitch markers, which do have glitter in them, but it's not really showing up. They're beautiful as well. And some pine cones, which are bronze in colour. The colour name is Antique Bronze, and they're beautiful as well. I've actually kept quite a few of these for myself. I also have some new ones which I haven't listed yet. Which I do enjoy making as well. So these might seem a bit random without context, but I will give you some in a minute. So this is chocolate bar, and this one has a much bigger, they're called lobster clips. Won't focus. Yeah, but this is a silver chocolate bar. It says love chocolate on the back with a lobster clip on it. And there is also a silver rabbit, which this is sort of a 3D rabbit. It's quite big. And again, it's got the bigger lobster clip on it. So they're silver. They need to go up in the shop. They will hopefully be up in the shop later today, once I've edited this video. So those are the stitch markers I've got, and they are for obviously holding stitches. So if, for example, you are making socks and you stop, you have to stop your project, you're going to bed or you want to finish it later, you hook this onto the stitch and that keeps it safe until the next time you pick your project up. They also mark increases or starts of rounds. So you can see here I've used this stitch marker to mark the start of my round. So these are worked in round stitches, and I need to count the number of rounds that I've done on this sock to make sure that they're the same size. So I mark the stitch and it keeps it safe, and obviously once I've finished I can just unclip it and start again. So I've used one on the end of here as well. So that is, again, that's my pumpkin stitch marker. Another thing that I have added to my shop almost recently is a new collection, which is the chocolate collection. So the reason it's called the chocolate collection is because the bags smell like chocolate, and they're also themed like chocolate as well. So you can see this, it's got hot chocolate and gingerbread men all over it. And the bottom is a calico fabric. The inside is themed like chocolate sprinkles. There is a van that's just pulled up, so I may get a knock at the door in a minute, but we'll see. And obviously it's drawstring as well. So they're quite small. This one is the larger of the two, and the measurements are on Etsy, which is linked below. The next one is this, which is a chocolatier bag. So it really reminds me of Amsterdam. All the houses are the same, or they're the same shape even, and I just think it's a nice bag. It's not too busy, I wouldn't say. And you can use it all year round, because who doesn't love chocolate? As I said, it smells like chocolate. It's chocolate scented. So yeah, that's the back. The back is the same material, but it hasn't got the label on it. This is chocolate squares, and these are like the this is like the chocolate that you get in boxes. And again, this has the drawstring at the top. This one is smaller than the others. Just show you the comparison. So this is perfect for socks or smaller projects, whereas this one would be more suitable for medium-sized projects, such as if you're doing granny squares, or if you're making a lot of small things and you need to store any crochet or knitting supplies, or even as reusable gift wraps. How cute would that be, with a bottle of wine or a handmade gift in it? That's lovely. And they are the main themed bags that I've made. However, I've also got a couple more to add. This is dinosaur. This is a one-off. It's dinosaur Christmas cookies, obviously, because who doesn't love Christmas dinosaurs? This just has a plain red inside. It's not as bright as it looks on camera. It's because I'm sat next to the window, but that will be up in my shop. And I've also done a bear, which will be ironed. These grizzly bears are really cute. It's not Christmas themed. The inside is just brown or light brown beigey colour. There we go. And it's got the drawstrings again. So this is a small gift bag or a project bag. But those are the main additions to my shop. Obviously, as I said, I will have the wrist warmers up soon, so they will be a brilliant Christmas project, Christmas present even. And I've also got a couple more. So I've made these little bags. These are Christmas bags. Obviously they've got Santa, they've got little gnomes, they've got Christmas trees, and I find this really cute as well, the orange. My nan used to make these. They've got the white hair and the lanterns. They're beautiful. They are the perfect size to fit one of my stitch markers in, or other small gifts as well. But they are quite small compared to my hand. But they're reusable. You could even use them on the Christmas tree, put little presents in there, maybe a chocolate or something, and hang them on the branches. As well as that, I've got a few crochet things in the shop at the moment. I made this, oh my lord, my words today are just not working. This is a washcloth. This is a reusable washcloth, so obviously you use it in the bath or the shower, you rub soap on it and then you wash yourself with it. So that is one of a kind. And there are also these soap savers, which again, it's made out of 100% cotton thread, cotton yarn even. So you put your soap inside, this one's quite big, you pull it, and then you use it even when the soap turns to, you know, when it breaks up, you'll still be able to use it without it being too fiddly, because it'll be in here. And these are reusable, they're washable. And I've also got a red and a white one, which is more Christmas themed. But I can make these with just red, just white, if you would like as well. This one is one of a kind as well, because I've run out of the yarn. So yeah, the only other shop update I've got is obviously it's Black Friday today. So this is when I'm filming. I will try and put this video up as soon as I can, either today or tomorrow, Saturday. I have got a 10% off offer on my shop, which runs until Sunday. When you spend over £5, you'll get 10% off everything you've bought. So yeah, so that would be great if you could go check that out. If you wanted to buy anything, now's the chance to get it. And it will be, I would really appreciate you supporting a small business. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all soon. Take care, and happy spending on Black Friday. I hope you get some good deals over the weekend. Take care. Bye.